Into my KitchenAid bowl, I have 6 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of quick rising yeast. To that, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. That is food for our yeast. Then I'm going to add in a teaspoon of salt. And I've been making pizza dough for about 30 years. I add my salt directly to my bowl like this, and I've never had a problem with my yeast dying on me. And then I'm going to grab a whisk, and I just want to whisk all of these dry ingredients together. So I want to make sure that that yeast is really well mixed into that flour. And this protects the yeast from that salt. So that's good. Then I have 6 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Feel free to use olive oil if you wish. Get all of that in there. So at this point, I've just moved my bowl very close to my KitchenAid mixer because I've got 2 cups of water at 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to dump that in. I'm going to get this set up on my KitchenAid. I'll be back in a second. I'm going to get my dough hook on, and then we're going to start mixing this for a full 6 minutes. So now I've got everything in place. I'm just going to start this. Speed number 2. I'm going to bring my bowl right into play here. And now I'm just going to let this run. It's going to turn into a dough ball in about a minute or so. And then I put my timer on for a full 6 minutes, and I let this mix. So this is about 1 minute later. I'm just going to turn this off. You can't see very well, but it has just become a dough ball. At this point now, I'm going to set my timer for 6 minutes. I'm going to let this go, and then we'll pull out the dough, and I'm going to show you the final product. By the way, this is all handheld on my mobile device, so it's not a great video, but I thought I would just do it for fun. There we have our 6 minutes. I'll just shut my timer off here. So I'm going to pause my camera for 1 second here while I pull this out. So here we have our really, really nice dough. So I'm just going to move over to another area, and I'm going to pull this out, and I'll show you the final product. So here we are at the work area. I'm going to grab my dough hook and just get all of this off. Now this is raw video. I'm not going to edit this at all. I'm going to put all of the measurements in grams though. But if you visit any of my other YouTube channels, you'll see a much more professional version of this recipe and me doing this recipe. So I'm going to check out this dough. Just pull it all out. Oh, really, really nice. Look at that. So there we have it. I'll just knead it a little bit. And this here is a no-fail dough. Like I said, you can see me doing this on my main YouTube channel and another channel that I have. But for today's video, I just wanted to do a really, really fast, raw edit version of this pizza video. So there we have it. You can see how nice this dough is. Now at this point, I can make 4 pizzas out of this. I could do 6 smaller ones. This recipe here will give me 4 pizzas at 14 inches in diameter. So I grab my bench scraper, just eyeball it, get 4, and then I bring my kitchen scale in, set it to grams, and what I'll do is now I will equal all of the dough balls out so that they're relatively the same weight. So 379, 369, 378, 370, close enough. These are all good enough, so now we can finish off our recipe. So I just take each dough ball, just fold it in on itself, just like that. and then just pull them all together, make a nice ball, just like that. So pull in, inward. So all of the little pieces that you cut from the dough balls that needed to be cut, you just get all of those little pieces in the middle. And those are little pieces that I cut off of one and added to another one to try to get them all of equal weight. So there we have 4 dough balls ready to go. To store the dough balls, you want to get a container that's large enough for your dough balls. This is a good size here. And now I'm going to take a little bit of vegetable spray and I'm just going to oil the inside of my container. A little bit of a spray. Grab one of the dough balls, get it right in there, and then spray the top. The top has been sprayed. Now I'm going to grab a lid, pop the lid on. The oil keeps the dough ball moist and it allows it to rise. So I'm going to do the same thing with these 3 and I'll be back in 1 second. So at this point, all of my dough balls have been oiled and they are ready to go. If I'm making pizza tonight, I will leave my dough on the counter for 2 or 3 hours and then I'm ready to use it. I will bake my pizzas 425 Fahrenheit for about 12 minutes. Sometimes I go at 450, depends on my mood. If you're baking at 450, it's going to be around 8 or 9 minutes. If you make your pizza dough today, but you only want to make a pizza tomorrow, what you'll do is you'll leave these on the counter for about an hour and a half. Then you will pop them into the fridge and leave them there overnight until the next day when you're going to use them that night. What happens with the cold of the fridge, the yeast starts to get sleepy, it falls asleep, and the reproduction of the yeast cells starts to really slow down. What also happens is that all of the flavors in that dough really start to develop. If you want more of a sourdough kind of pizza dough, what you'll do is you'll leave these in the fridge for a full 2 days. After 48 hours in your fridge, you're going to taste a really amazing sourdough taste. I've actually used doughs up to 3 days in my fridge and the taste is just amazing. Try it and then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. In this video, I'm not actually going to make a pizza, but I will provide a link in the description box below this video. It'll be a clickable link and it'll send you to one of my videos where I actually show you this exact same recipe, but then we make the actual pizzas, we bake them, and I show you the final product. In case you're curious, my main channel on YouTube is called BakeLikeAPro, and I'll put a link to that as well in the description box. So that's it for this really fast pizza video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a no-fail recipe. Do exactly what you saw me do in your KitchenAid and you will have amazing results, I guarantee it. What I will do is when I do make a pizza with one of these doughs, I'm going to snap a few pictures and I'll put them at the end of this video so that you can see what kind of pizza that this dough made. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you wish. I really do appreciate that. That's it, and I'll see you next time.